Hello students. Today we'll study about pre-formulation study. What do you mean by pre-formulation study? What is the necessity of pre-formulation study and why pre-formulation study we are conducting for any new dosage forms? This is Anupam Sahu, Associate Professor, HOD, Department of Pharmaceutics, SOP Rai University. So first is the introduction. Why we require pre-formulation study? Pre-formulation study पे if I'll give one example. हम लोग को मान लो एक मोबाइल खरीदना है. For example, we have to purchase one mobile. Then we need to check the specification. What is its price range? All the details parameters we have to check. Likewise, whenever we are developing a new dosage form, for example, we are developing one tablet dosage form, then we have to check the हम लोग को पूरा उसका पैरामीटर्स चेक करना पड़ेगा उसका ड्रग का प्रॉपर्टीज क्या क्या है उसका फ्लो प्रॉपर्टीज कैसा है उसका जितने भी सारे प्रॉपर्टीज है वी नीड टू check before developing any new formulation. So, before developing a formulation like tablets, capsules, liquid orals, we study the suitability of new drug or drug and excipient, which is called pre-formulation. We'll check the properties of drug and its compatibility with the excipient. Whatever the excipient we are going to use, yeah, suppose we have selected numbers of excipient that we are going to use in that drug to formulate one tablet. All the drug and excipient that compatibility we have to check. Next is definition. Pre-formulation study may be defined as a stage of the research and development process where we need to characterize the physical, chemical, biopharmaceutical, and mechanical properties of a new drug substance in order to develop stable, robust, safe, and effective dosage form. What does it mean? It means it's a stage of research and development. We have to do research and development only for developing one new formulation. In that, we need to characterize. You need to characterize all the physical properties, chemical properties, its biochemical properties, biopharmaceutical properties, and mechanical properties. All these properties we need to evaluate before doing any preparation of any new dosage form. In simply, we can say proactivity before any robust or stable formulation is called pre-formulation. Whenever we are formulating, whenever doing any activities before any robust or stable formulation, all these activities are counts under pre-formulation study. I'll give you one best example. हम लोग को कोई भी मान लो एग्जाम्पल मोबाइल खरीदना है तो मोबाइल खरीदने के लिए हम लोग बहुत सारे स्पेसिफिकेशन चेक करते हैं दोस्तों को भी पूछते हैं व्हिच मोबाइल इज what is its stability, whether it is continuing for longer period or not, what is its specification. All the details we are checking before purchasing one mobile. So while developing a new or robust formulation, these parameters we need to check. All the specification, all these parameters we need to check and evaluate before developing any new formulation. So that whenever we are going for a commercial batch जब हम लोग डेवलप करेंगे तो उस टाइम हमको दिक्कत नहीं आएगा हम लोग R&D पे उसका फॉर्मुलेशन सेट करेंगे फार्मूला सेट होने के बाद ऑप्टिमाइज करेंगे that formula is optimized and robust formulation we have developed. Then whenever we are transferring it to plant location for manufacturing of commercial batch or marketed batch, that time we will not face any problem. What is its objective? To generate useful information to the formulator to design an optimum drug delivery system. We have to generate the information, whatever the information required to formulate a robust formulation, or you can say optimum drug delivery system, that we have to generate. And for formulator should know all these details. The pre-formulation investigations confirm that there are no significant barriers to the compound development as a marketed drug. Whenever he is marketing one formulation, one tablet or capsule, that time he will not face any development issues. So that if any development issue will come arise during pre-formulation studies, then he can rectify that issues. To provide in-depth knowledge and understanding of the physical characteristics of a drug molecule prior to dosage form development. That means the drug formulations have he should have in-depth knowledge and understanding of the physical characteristics of the drug molecule. Means he should have the physical knowledge, characteristic knowledge of the drug molecule, so that it will not he will not face problem during development process. To generate useful information on how to design a drug delivery system with good bioavailability, preparation of safe, effective, and stable dosage form with better therapeutic values. He will generate the useful information, whatever the useful information required for developing one formulation, that he should have get the all these knowledges and its bioavailability, whether it is bioequivalent to the reference formulation or not. All these parameters he should have knowledge, so that he will not face problem during uh, final dosage form, or you can say marketed formulations. Next is goal: to find the necessary physiochemical properties like solubility, crystal form of new drug substance, to determine kinetic release of drug from dosage form, to establish physical characteristics, to establish compatibility with common excipients. Means whatever the selected excipient we are going to use in that formulation, whether it is compatible with that excipients or not, that we have to check and verify during the formulation studies. And all the physico-chemical characteristics, for example, flow properties, or solubility parameters, its pH, all the physico-chemical parameters we need to check in pre-formulation study, so that it will not will get the data from that pre-formulation study, and it will not face problem during development of that formulation. So next is pre-formulation factor. This study is about The study about physical and chemical properties of the drug substance prior to formulation is called pre-formulation. The physical and chemical properties are pH, pK, solubility, thermal or heat effect, dissociation constant, compatibility studies, FTIR or DAC studies, oxidation and reduction, particle size. These are the physical and chemical properties of the drug substance that were studied during our pre-formulation study. What to consider before starting a pre-formulation study? Whenever we are starting any pre-formulation studies, scientists must consider the available physicochemical data. Means whatever the physicochemical data we have, that he should collect from literature source or any other source, and whatever the data we require to evaluate, he need to evaluate all these data during pre-formulation studies. Anticipated dose and proposed route of drug administration. Whether the drug is administered through orally or parenterally, that we have to uh, evaluate. Proposed route of administration and anticipated dose means what will be its dose. For example, if you are taking paracetamol tablet, 500 milligram is its dose. For any new formulation, that dose, anticipated dose, you have to calculate. That we have to evaluate it. Supply situation and development schedule. How we'll develop that formulation, whether we'll go for tablet formulation or capsule formulation or any other formulation, that we have to plan accordingly. Availability of indicating assay, what is its analytical method, that we have to evaluate. What are the parameters that we have to formulate during pre-formulation study? During pre-formulation study, what are the parameters we need to evaluate? All the details are mentioned here. First is physical characteristic. Under physical characteristics, first is organoleptic properties of the candidate of the drug molecule. In organoleptic properties, we will need to check its color, order, and taste. Next is bulk characterization. In bulk characterization, we have to check particle size, surface area, powder flow properties, density, compressibility, crystallinity, polymorphism, and hygroscopicity. So these are the parameters we have to check under bulk characterization. Next is solubility analysis. Under solubility analysis, ionization constant, drug pK, partition coefficient, solubilization, thermal effect, common ion effect, dissolution. So these are the basic parameters we need to study. We'll go one by one in next slides. First is organoleptic properties. So, organoleptic properties means the color, odor, taste, and its texture. First of all, we need to check the what is its odor of the drug, what is the color of the drug, and what is its taste and texture of the drug. These are the means. What are the colors means you can check whether it is off white, cream yellow, or tan, or say shiny color of the drug. So these are the parameters we have to check in organoleptic properties. It's color, odor, taste, and texture. Hmm. So next is powder flow properties. पाउडर फ्लो प्रॉपर्टी का रीजन क्या है, व्हाई वी आर कंडक्टिंग एनी पाउडर फ्लो प्रॉपर्टी. अगर पाउडर फ्लो प्रॉपर्टी हम लोग करते हैं तो हम लोग को पता चलता है वेदर विल गो फॉर डायरेक्ट कंप्रेशन और विल गो फॉर वेट ग्रानुलेशन और ड्राई ड्राई ग्रानुलेशन. पाउडर फ्लो प्रॉपर्टीज में बेसिकली हम लोग चेक करते हैं its bulk density, tap density, Cars index, Fasteners ratio, again angle of repose. ये सब parameters we are checking under bulk powder flow properties. So one of these index is compressibility index. एक parameter है compressibility index. तो compressibility index अगर 1 to 2 10 के अंदर रहता है तो then we can consider that our powder flow is excellent. 1 से 10 के बीच में अगर रहता है कंप्रेसिबिलिटी इंडेक्स का वैल्यू देन वी कैन कंसीडर दैट इट्स एक्सीलेंट. सो हाउ विल कैलकुलेट द कार्स इंडेक्स. टू कैलकुलेट द कार्स इंडेक्स दिस इज द फॉर्मूला TD minus BD upon TD into 100. That means where TD is tap density, BD means bulk density. Tap density minus bulk density upon tap density into 100. That is the formula of Cars index. We can calculate Cars index and check whether the flow property is good or excellent as per these values. Another one parameter is that angle of repose. We can check the angle of repose of the powder. From that also we can came to know whether the flow is excellent or good. A greater angle of repose indicates poor flow. Means more than 66 or above 60, you can see very poor powder, very poor flow powder. If the angle of repose should below 30, means if it 25 to 30, then you can say that powder flow is excellent. So next is drug excipient compatibility. Means whatever the excipient, selected excipient we are taking to formulate any drug formulation, in that the excipients are whether compatible or not with the drug, that we are checking under drug excipient compatibility study. तो इस पे करना क्या रहता है, पहले तो we have to select number of excipient. For example, diluent लेना है, we will take lactose ले लिए diluent के लिए. और नेक्स्ट इज डिसइंटीग्रेशन के लिए विल टेक क्रॉस कैरामेलाइज्ड सोडियम और सोडियम स्टार्च ग्लाइकोलाइड. नंबर ऑफ एक्सिपेंट वी हैव टू सिलेक्ट फर्स्ट. फ्रॉम दैट विल चूज द रेशियो ऑफ ड्रग एंड एक्सिपेंट. ड्रग का क्या रेशियो है, फॉर एग्जांपल ड्रग 1 रेशियो है, वी कैन चूज 1:1 फॉर डाइल्यूएंट्स, 1:0.5 फॉर डिसइंटीग्रेंट्स. ओके, अकॉर्डिंगली वी हैव चूज द रेशियो. क्या रेशियो पे लेना है ड्रग और एक्सिपेंट वो सिलेक्ट करना है. उसके बाद दोनों ड्रग एंड एक्सिपेंट को मिक्स करना है. मिक्स करके हम लोग उस पे फाइल्स के अंदर उसको डालना है. सो तीन तरह का सैंपल हमको बनाना है. फर्स्ट इज मिक्सचर ऑफ ड्रग एंड एक्सिपेंट. ये जो रेशियो है ड्रग एंड एक्सिपेंट का कुछ एक पर्टिकुलर रेशियो में लेके हमको एक मिक्सचर बनाना है और उसको वायल्स में रखना है. नेक्स्ट इज दैट ड्रग एंड एक्सिपेंट प्लस 5% मॉइस्चर उस पर ऐड करना है. थर्ड सैंपल होता है ड्रग इटसेल्फ विदाउट एक्सिपेंट. एक पट्टी वो जो ड्रग हम लोग को लेना है वो ड्रग इटसेल्फ हमको लेना है विदाउट एनी एक्सिपेंट. तो तीन तरह का हमको सैंपल बनाना है. सैंपल को हम लोग अगेन वी हैव टू stabilize or you can say at a particular temperature we have to check its stability whether it is stable or not, and we will check all the physical and chemical parameters of the that drug excipient. तो जो सैंपल्स हम लोग बनाए उसको करना क्या है, ऑल द सैंपल्स ऑफ ड्रग एंड एक्सिपिएंट्स ब्लेंड आर केप्ट फॉर 1 to 3 weeks एट स्पेसिफाइड स्टोरेज कंडीशंस. जनरली उसको हम लोग एक्सीलरेटेड स्टेबिलिटी कंडीशंस पे रखते हैं या स्ट्रेस कंडीशन में रखते हैं. तो स्ट्रेस कंडीशन का जो टेम्परेचर रहता है दैट इज 60 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड टेम्परेचर रहता है, और जो एक्सीलरेटेड स्टेबिलिटी स्टडी हम लोग करते हैं, दैट इज 40-75, 40% टेम्परेचर एंड 75% रिलेटेड ह्यूमिडिटी. द सैंपल इज फिजिकली ऑब्जर्व, फिजिकली हम लोग उसको चेक करते हैं आफ्टर 1 वीक, देन सेकेंड वीक एंड थर्ड वीक, एंड अगेन आसे बाय टीएलसी, एचपीएलसी और डीएससी स्टडी करते हैं उसका. आसे भी चेक करते हैं फिजिकली, तो पहले हम लोग चेक करते हैं. नेक्स्ट वी आर चेकिंग बाय एचपीएलसी मेथड, इट्स आसे भी चेक करते हैं उसका. Whenever feasible, the degradation product are identified by mass spectroscopy, NMR, and other relevant analytical techniques. तो हम लोग उसका रिलेटेड सब्सटेंस और डिग्रेडेशन प्रोडक्ट भी हम लोग चेक करते हैं. तो उस वो सब पैरामीटर से हम लोग कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं या इवेलुएट कर सकते हैं कि दीज आर दी एक्सिपेंट दैट आर कंपेटेबल विद दी ड्रग. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम लोग लैक्टोज लिए, लैक्टोज के साथ ड्रग लिए थे, ड्रग एक्स से हम लोग यूज किए थे. तो लैक्टोज इज कंपेटेबल और कंपेटेबल विद द ड्रग एक्स और नॉट, दैट विल केम टू नो बाय कंडक्टिंग दिस पैरामीटर्स. मीन्स ये पैरामीटर्स का जो रिजल्ट आएगा, रिजल्ट के बेसिस पे हम लोग प्लान कर सकते हैं या इवेलुएट कर सकते हैं वेदर लैक्टोज इज कंपेटेबल और कंपेटेबल विद द ड्रग और नॉट. अगर उसका जो डिग्रेडेशन प्रोडक्ट्स में जीरो आएगा, उस देयर विल बी नो इम्प्योरिटीज, again assay is good, physically there is no change in physical observation, then we can consider that lactose is much compatible with the drug X. Okay, like this only we have to do the drug excipient compatibility study. Thank you very much for watching this.